We're here at the 2024 European International Championships, and we're going to talk about signature Pokemon. So, trainer, what is your name? What is your signature Pokemon, and why do you think it's strong?
What's up, I'm Arrow. My signature Pokemon today was Shadow Charizard. It was one of the few things that I found in the meta that could break up the Skarmory Wishcash core. At Fire-type beating Wishcash, I had to run it.
No.
I love Pelipper.
Hello, welcome to a video where I'm going to showcase some battles from the player we just saw, Arrow. He won a cup with a lot of good players. The cups in Texas are usually pretty difficult to win, so we're gonna see some really good battles. Yes, I lost my beard. I trimmed it very nicely, and then Mom said, hey, you missed a piece, and she did. And it was a big gap, so I had to get rid of it. Hopefully it will be back soon. So yeah, let's add into these battles. I don't have a team preview. I don't know the movesets exactly of all the Pokemon. But we'll find out during the battle. I haven't seen them beforehand, so it'll be fun. These battles are from a cup that Arrow played in his local scene, and there are some really good players there, such as Rise to Occasion, Bopper, the Pokemango often goes there as well. So these are going to be really good battles. We're not going through all of them, but we're going to see one of the most difficult one in the Swiss cut and at the top cut. The matchup we take a look at, this one is not in top cut, but this is against one of the more prominent names in North America, which is against Rise to Occasion. This matchup looks super polarizing. There's not a single Pokemon that's really safe here. I would say from Rise to Occasion, we're likely going to see the Vigoroth a lot, because even against Charizard and Gligar as his worst matchups, it has play. Against Whimsicott has play, so that's one of the Pokemon that Rise has going for him. And then Arrow, the Charizard actually looks pretty okay. It has play, but even some with what looks like more positive matchups, such as Vigoroth, Dragonair, they're not that great. And Charjabug is straight up bad, and so is Dougal. Maybe I get an energy advantage. It's playable, but I expect these two Pokemon from these trains. Let's take a look here at game number 1. We have the Shadow Gligar into Charjabug. A great lead for Arrow here. And Rise to Occasion answers with the Dugong, and this is an okay matchup, but oh man, we don't see Crunch here. So this safe switch from Rise to Occasion makes perfect sense. This is not as great of a matchup for the Charjabug now, because 2 Icy Winds, or maybe you want to go for Drone even. I think Ice Wind might be enough though, but they're gonna knock out, and you don't have Discharge here, super effective Charge Attack to knock out this Dugong, so you're gonna go for another Access. You want to throw that before the next Ice Wind, so that makes perfect sense. And then I think Rise, yeah, there's one Ice Wind. Oh, sorry, Ice Shard, and then his Charge Attack. Perfect timing. It looks like Arrow does want to keep the switch advantage here, but going shields down is really tough here. Simply because Charizard without shields does not win. But if you get shields down, Charizard does win. So let's see what he does here. I want to see if he... Oh, man. Oh, doesn't get the attack off here. I would not be surprised if Arrow lets us go. I haven't seen these battles, but no, he gets even denied the fast attack here. So you're going to get hit by another Ice Shard as well, which is unfortunate. Let's see if the Charjabug comes in. I would expect so. But since the Dugong is out of the way, there's not really a hard answer to that Gligar. Oh man, going for the Blast Burn. This will definitely eliminate Charjabug. I think even when debuffed, shouldn't really be an issue. What's in the back? Swampert? It's Vigoroth, as expected, really. Can you get to a Dragonlade? That would be huge, yes. This basically solidifies the matchup for Rise to Occasion. Or sorry, for Arrow. You already have a shield advantage as well, so there's not much that Rise to Occasion can do here, really. Vigoroth can win the zero shield scenario, but since there's still a shield on Arrow's side, he doesn't even respect this. There's not really anything that he can do here, so this dig is going to take out this Vigoroth, and that will be a 1-0 score here for Arrow. So yeah, kind of as predicted, Vigoroth and Charizard both very good for these two players. We're probably going to see them again. In fact, Rise to Occasion leads Vigoroth. It's a great lead for him. You got to get out here as Arrow. It's also a little bit disrespecting the Charjabug from Rise to Occasion there with the Dugong lead and Charizard in the back. I guess it's like a soft ABA, so maybe more acceptable. Maybe there's also Crunch on Rise to Occasion's Charjabug. We don't know yet. This is an interesting matchup because as Dragonair, you kind of want to farm up as much energy as possible and probably shield if you want to keep the shield advantage. Or sorry, the switch advantage. The reason why is because you see here, now you throw the body slam, you don't get as much farm. But it looks like Rise to Occasion just lets that go. I would expect the Dugong in the back here, and he knows that it's Charizard in the back. So if you keep up shields as a Dugong, you are very fine against Charizard. Even if Charizard were to come in here now, which it does, it's just a body slam. But this already does so much damage to Charizard. It's so fragile. And at this point, you probably can get countered down. Not even going to go for the Blast Burn, going for Charge Attack priority here on that Vigoroth. And it's not even shielded. It's not even shielded. Rise knows that the Dugong can just clean up here. It's kind of iffy though. Let's see. Arrow's going for perfect timing there. But this is not optimal. The thing is, Dugong is ahead in energy. Plus, there's still like the Vigor that's just barely not into the red of Rise to Occasion. So Arrow's in a tough spot here. Let's see what he's gonna do. Shooting up the Druron is interesting here. You obviously don't want to get Icy Wind baited later, but I think the Vigor can get to a charge deck still, so I think he just, let's see what he throws here. Druron, yes, did I see it correctly? Yes, he's going for the for the Icy Wind. Uncharged Security as well. I guess you know you lose that now. But yeah, Rise to Occasion, just keeping his shield for that Vigoroth. I guess at this point you might try to force out Rise off this swap. Maybe that's the play for Arrow at this point. But man, it's gonna be tough. Next turn will knock out. But yeah, now Rise to Occasion swaps out into his Vigoroth. If he's gonna try to get to a charge deck on the Vigoroth. Let's see if he does. Arrow needs a catch here, but that's gonna be rough. Yeah, he does. Oh, he actually does catch! He actually catches on Charizard. Okay, hold on. Let this man cook. Let him cook. Can he do something here? Ah, you cannot farm down, though. You need the farm down, but you don't get it. Wow, that catch was big. If you got the farm down there, I think you win, because Duron on the Dugong may have knocked out. Very well played. Alright, decisive game number 3 against these players. We have Dugong again from Arrow into Dragonair. That's a fantastic lead for Arrow. And yes, he is disrespecting the Charge Bug again like that. Swapping into Vigoroth, immediate answer from Rise to Occasion. But if he's playing an ABB strategy here, there might actually be Charge Bug in the back. And in that case, Rise to Occasion will be in a very good spot here. The Vigoroth will win the zero shield scenario here as well. So unless you don't want to go for switch here, let's see what Arrow is going to do. He kind of does want switch, right? You want Dugong on that Dragonair. But like Charizard with energy up is also pretty fine. No, he's gonna shield up. Makes sense. Energy is just really good on anything. So he's gonna farm down. Even Dragonair is not gonna appreciate this dig on it. Let's see if he comes in with that. Or it could also get to Ice Shard soon. No, he's gonna go for dig. Makes sense. On the Dragonair. I think this does about 60%, 60 to 70. Yeah, puts it straight into red. Then swapping immediately. And there's the Dugong. This is very smart by Arrow because you get an Ice Shard advantage. Which you already had, by the way. You already had one Ice Shard. But you force the Dragon out immediately. You land the Ice Shard on the Dragonair. So Dragonair is just basically useless at this point. This puts Arrow in a very good position. You just need to get this Dugong low now. And then the Charizard can basically clean up. Man, this I guess we're freaking Icy Wind again. Rise to Occasion has to use his shield at some point, right? No, he does not use his shield. He does not use his shield. What does Arrow do? Do it again. Oh, he doesn't do it again. Okay, no Icy Wind this time. I don't think Arrow's or Rise is baiting though. He knows his Charizard in the back, so just gonna go for drone. But because Arrow went for that Icy Wind, that even though it wasn't shielded, it seemed silly. He's gonna try to call another Ice Wind there. But now the next drone won't knock out. Is he gonna try to go for catch? No. I think that Arrow predicted Rise to Occasion to catch there, but he didn't. And now, yeah, he gets denied a wing attack again. What a shit show. Okay. Yeah, here's another one. It doesn't matter. Charizard will still hang on. It didn't even do as much damage as I thought it would, but... yeah, Dragonair comes back in. Looks like that Ice Shard didn't land, by the way. Rise with a very quick swap. But Dragonair doesn't get to a charge stack here at this point. I think he can Ice Shard down even. Yeah, pretty close battle. Rise going down with 2 shields. And this leads Arrow into the top cut of this cup. The first set of the top cut is against Bopper. And this is going to be an interesting one, because Bopper was one of the first players to be successful with Guzzlord, and this time he's kind of weak to Guzzlord, with the Shadow Sableye, Gligar so-so, Lantern is weak to it, Lickitung is weak to it, and Cresselia is an interesting one, because Cresselia wins with Moonblast, but if you have Moonblast, you are walled by Charizard. If you run Future Sight, then Guzzlord is absolutely terrible. So, I'm not even sure we're going to see the Cresselia here, but Arrow did say that in the Swiss rounds, the Guzzlord was too much for Bopper to handle, so he's going to anticipate to that. Leading Guzzlord into Lickitung. Fantastic lead for the Guzzlord. This is a pretty close win in the zero shield, because you end up with no energy. You kind of have to throw immediately, basically. But as more shields are being used, the better this becomes for the Guzzlord. It has so much HP, these licks do nothing. So yeah, that makes it very good. I think you have to go for a Brutal Swing and a Dragon Claw in the zero shield. Let's see. Maybe 2 Brutal Swing. I haven't played this in a while. You know I really like Guzzlord. Yeah, I think you need Dragon Claw after this. Let's see, another Body Slam. You cannot form too much here. Yeah, this is about perfect here from Arrow. Maybe you can get to another charge stack, but if Poliwrath like comes in, I don't think you might be able to get to another Dragon Claw. You're actually going to swap out immediately into the Gligar. Poliwrath comes in. Gligar is extremely safe against Arrow, and I like this play a lot, because there's no way Bopper comes in with Lantern into the Guzzlord, and if he does answer with the Lantern after this, if he swaps Lantern in now, he's at an energy advantage, and he can land the dig on it. Going for the Ice Wind first. Let's see what Bopper's going to do. I would expect him to try and catch or not. Oh, looks like no catch. This area is 1 knockout just yet because of the debuff. Poliwrath actually wins the 1 shield scenario here. Looks like not this Poliwrath though. Maybe it's a little bit an attack-weighted Gligar there. And in comes his own Gligar. This is actually looking okay for Bopper at this point, I would say. But the Guzzlord might be able to get to a charge stack here, because the wing attacks don't do as much as the counters from the Poliwrath. You have Whimsicott in the back. Whimsicott looks absolutely dead here, looks useless. It has a terrible matchup here, but if you can land a charge stack, it's very fine. Going for the Dragon Claw here. I think actually you might be able to clean up with the Whimsicott just because you only need a Grass Knot at this point. Maybe you have Seed Bomb, even that. Let's see. He does have Seed Bomb, so you only need 5. You get a Charge Security, I think. Bopper does have 2 areas at this point. But doesn't matter. Seed Bomb comes out quickly. Whimsicott's high attack. And that leads into a 1-0 win. Interesting playing game 1 that Bopper stayed with the Poliwrath into the Gligar. Let's see how he's going to play game number 2 here. We have Gligar into Cresselia. Looks like Arrow's switching out immediately. I didn't really expect Cresselia to come out at all. We still don't know what Charge Stacks it has. But maybe because Arrow swapping out immediately, there might be a Moonblast it, and then Charizard is very good here. This is also an interesting matchup because you have Crunch, you have Play here. If you get a debuff on that Crunch, I believe Charjabug with an energy advantage may be able to win the Zero Shield scenario. Am I wrong? Maybe not. We won't find out. The next areas may barely have knocked out, maybe barely not. I think it actually may have. And now Bopper doesn't have to shield. You can flip switch here. I think if you shield this, you have switch advantage as Arrow, but he lets it go. Interesting. Realizing, well, I don't really need switch advantage maybe. Maybe just want to get an energy advantage somehow. Going into Charizard. And then the Poliwrath comes out. But this is not an answer. Going for the Blast Burn. Going to absolutely just murder this Poliwrath. I would reckon this gets shielded. Yeah. Even a Dragon Claw, not debuffed yet, would do so much there. So I'm surprised by that play. At this point, maybe you want to go straight Blast Burn just because you're debuffed at this point. Yeah, gonna go for a Blast Burn again. But I like this more though. You're 2 Dragon Claws, so your opponent might think he's gonna go double Dragon Claw. And yes, he does no shield that. Now you have the Cresselia left, but the Charizard is in Moonblast range. But this is difficult for Bopper, really difficult. Let's see what it is. It is a Moonblast Cresselia. It does make it a little bit better against Guzzlord. And Bopper prepared for Guzzlord really well. He brought the Poliwrath, the Cresselia with Moonblast, and his own Gligar. 3 of his best Pokemon there. And then Arrow didn't bring it. Going for a Dragon Claw at this point, you just want chip damage. This is looking very good for him. The Psycho Cut's still not adding up enough. Yeah, at this point, I think the Dig might be enough to take out the Cresselia here. I think you need 2 Moonblasts here. 2 Grass Knot barely won't do the job. And then, yeah, at this point, the Flies of Arrow are just good enough to do this. Crunch Chargebug is actually pretty interesting in a Gligar meta. It does make you a little bit worse against Pokemon like Poliwrath and what's the other thing called Skarmory. But against Gligar, it's much better. In the finals, this is another rematch from the Swiss, but looks like Des is the best. I don't know if he's really the best, but he did make it to the finals here, so he must be doing it quite well. He's using the team that Beelzebub used to win the Indian qualifiers. So yeah, Skeledirge is a big problem for Arrow. It has to play against everything on his team because he doesn't have a water type. I guess Dugong is a water type, but it doesn't really have any water attack, water type damage output, right? It has Icy Wind and Duron as charge attacks, so it makes it really rough. Skeledirge also with Disarming Voice wins the even shields against Guzzlord because its Disarming Voice is double super effective, and then even Gligar is so-so. Luckily you have Crunch and Chargebug though, but it's not going to help you in the lead here. You got to get out of here as Arrow, but he's super weak to the Skeledirge here, so this is looking very difficult. Going to go into the Guzzlord. This is not a great matchup, but you have some time to build up energy here, so that's fine. And it doesn't look like Des is the best proper answer. The Guzzlord, wow, sneaks a full Dragon Tail. It actually really helps you in the matchup. But the Guzzlord is very free against Des the best. It's only the Vigoroth that really answers it. So I like this strategy from Arrow somewhat. Wow, sneaks another Dragon Tail through is actually pretty good for him. Because I believe now you might be able to get to 2 Brutal Swing here. But yeah, if there was a Vigoroth, the Guzzlord probably would have baited out. So at least now you should you should think as Arrow that there's no Vigoroth in the back. And in that case, your Dugong looks very free here. Well, unless it's freaking Lantern in the back, but let's see. Gets to another Aerial Ace here. Just chips the Dugong a little bit. Doesn't do too much damage. The energy is very valuable here, though. But I wouldn't think that there's something weak to Dugong in the back. Like, this was the one Pokemon weak to Dugong. Let's see. In comes Lantern. Really rough there. In comes Skeledirge again. But this is not bad for Arrow. Oh, man. Oh, he barely doesn't get a full farm down. Whoa, barely gets to a charge stack here, the Skeledirge. That's so unfortunate for Arrow. He actually gets the farm down here, and now goes for... This is just player! Hold up. There's player. I like the look of this. Actually, it's difficult. You need to get to another X's after this, because you need to pull the shield. I don't think the Dugong has enough energy to get to 2 Drone here. It looks like Des is smart. He no shields there. Again, going for that immediately throw here. I think he could have done one more spark to get more energy. But yeah, it doesn't have enough I don't think Dugong has enough time. I like this Ice Wind a lot to make sure that the Sparks and the Thunderbolt will do less. But I think it will still be enough. Let's see. Spark adding up. Can you get there? If this does knock out, but I think it does. I think it does knock out, even if it's debuff. But if you can get to the Druron... No, it knocks out. Yeah. I think that's the best you could make out of this full hard counter match, to be honest. So well played. Alright, this time Arrow is 1-0 down. He hasn't had that yet. But now he needs to make a comeback. Skeledirge is a problem for him, but he has the Pokemon to make work of it. Let's see. Shadow Charizard into Skeledirge. This is one of the Pokemon that do okay against Skeledirge when shields are up, because wing attacks add up. But man, Skeledirge with Incinerate. You think this is resisted? It actually does a lot of damage, these Incinerates. Going straight for the Blast Wind here. I would prefer straight Dragon Clay because it's a little bit safer. But let's see what Arrow's going to do here. He is going to shield up this attack. I would... Oh, that is the Shadow Ball. That's huge. If it was Disarm Voice, it would not have knocked out. And then the Skeledirge may have outpaced another Charge Deck here. Now go for the Dragon Claw. I like this. But you might still want to go for Switch Advantage. Arrow is shielding up. You don't want your Guzzlord on a potential Vigoroth. And the Guzzlord basically is good into anything here that Des has. So let's see. Dragon Claw, I think this knocks out the Skeledirge. It's not super bulky. Yeah, it does knock out. So it comes in, the Lantern, going into the Charge Bug immediately. Charge Bug has a very positive matchup here in the zero shield scenario. But if it's Vigoroth again, you do get very low here because this Lantern will get to two serve here. And this Charge Bug seems to take more damage from Spark than I would think it should. Anyway, it's gonna get a very low. There is a bulk point on Lantern. I don't think there's a break point though, but this Charge is getting very low. And calling the Gligar swapping, going for the crunch there. I like that play a lot. Also realizing I probably only get to one more charge stack there anyway, so I'm gonna go with the crunch there, and that is neutral. Gonna go for an attempt to catch. If Des thought, okay, he tried to catch, I'm going to farm down, he would have gone to the Dragon Claw here. So this is actually a good play from Des here. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, simply because you're going to knock out this Gligar with the Guzzlord, and then Lantern is just entirely walled. So Guzzlord chomping through the Gligar Lantern core, probably the most notorious core there is right now in the Open Grade League. So yes, please do take it out. I hate that core. As much as I hate Whiscash Skarmory core as well. They're good, and no hate to the player, of course. Just to the core. And yeah, Guzzlord is a Pokemon that can deal quite well with all four. Skarmory not so much, but these, yeah. Alright, the decisive win on who wins this cup here. We have Guzzlord into Lantern. Fantastic lead for Arrow. I would expect the Skeledirge definitely is somewhere. But in comes Gligar. Again, depending on the Lantern Gligar core, but Gligar is just not safe. You actually would think it's not safe here. I actually thought that this was a very good team structure from Des, because if you see Guzzlord lead, you wouldn't expect Dugong in the back because it would be super weak to Vigoroth lead. I do think, however, that Guzzlord is a soft loss to Vigoroth, so that this play does make somewhat sense of from Arrow. We've seen ABA strategies before, some more ridiculous than the other ones. I think this was an okay ABA actually, because it's not even the worst against Vigoroth. If you see Vigoroth in the lead, you just stay in with the Guzzlord. I would say that could be quite the waste of your most valuable asset there, especially if there's also like Lantern or Skeledirge in the back, but it works out for him. Thunderbolt coming through, in comes the Skeledirge. You have the Gligar in the back to deal with that as well, but with energy up, Skeledirge is a little bit scary, so I think that's why Arrow's hesitating a little bit before swapping. Probably just wants to get the shields down first, because then you can safely get to the dig here, and I think in that case, you're very fine. No, staying in here still. I'm gonna shield this up, probably? Is he? You don't need to, but it looks like he is. I would love to see a Guzzlord's sweep, but see if you can make it happen. You have to shield again here if you want to do that. He does shield it up. I think Arrow heard me here. He doesn't want to reveal the third one. Maybe that's possible. I love to see some Guzzlord play here. It's been a Pokemon that was somewhat off meta all this time. I think it has really great potential. Dragons in general, with Guzzlord is the bulkier dragon that can take on other dragons as well. And that's why I like it so much here. Brutal Swing will sweep this line. Des did not bring the Vigoroth at all there. And the Guzzlord was just basically unstoppable, especially when you're not on even energy with the Skeledirge. Guzzlord is pretty fine in that matchup, so yeah, very well played by Arrow there. I really liked, I wouldn't say I really liked, I somewhat liked the third structure, where he played a soft ABA line, making sure that his Dugong in the back was going to be safe if there was a Vigoroth lead. It's just that Des also keeps bringing the Lantern, so that could make it a scary combination. But yeah, either way, well played and congratulations on your win. I think that was a really interesting showcase from Arrow on the Crunch, Charge Bug, the Charizard. None of the Whimsicott. I sincerely believe Whimsicott is just not good. I used Charm Whimsicott before in the previous meta, but not so much this one. There's a lot of flyers. But But yeah, congratulations to Arrow on the sweep, and I hope you liked the video. See you in the next one. Bye.